bless you all, and I've never played to a crowd of Republicans, so it's going to be a little awkward for me. I know we're conservatives here. No, just kidding. Jerry Brown, thank you. I'm finally going to pay my fair share. God love you. And I can't wait. Of course, I purchased a small condominium in Incline Village, but that's completely coincidental. Thank you very much. We must laugh and smile because that's what life is all about. And thanks for sharing. I said I wanted to go on between the first course, the arugula with the raspberry vinaigrette, and the main course. So you will get the main course as soon as I'm done with my talk, shall we say. I've had, I should tell a true story, Leader Pelosi, Nancy, I must apologize. I did make a joke kind of at your expense, and your husband beat me up. He was at the show, and we were in a giant tent, and I was talking about George W. Bush, who might have driven any liberal Democrat crazy. You know, you're either for us or you're against. So I said, I noticed that when Speaker Pelosi would come out after talking with George W. Bush, she would look like she just sat on something cold and wet. That was the joke part, and I didn't realize your husband was in the front row. And he stood up and said, I will kick your ass right now. We became friends, we did shots, it was a great old time. I met Gavin Newsom earlier. It's like he's made of wax. I've never seen a man that beautiful. I'm not gay, and I have gay friends, but I've never seen a head of hair like that, or skin that flawless. I was an inch from his face, and I said, my God, what is it? Are you Camay, a sunscreen? How in God's name can a human man look that good? Governor Jerry Brown, I've always been a fan of yours. I did you on Saturday Night Live in 1992, and it was really fun. And after that, I said to my wife, I said, I guess I'm done. I guess I'll never have to learn a Jerry Brown impression and do him again in public. And then you came out, you're governor again, so I have worked on you again. I've reworked it. You're not, there's easier voices in the world, you know. Bill Clinton is very easy, he kind of just slides in and out. I had an economy, I did. Is anyone more proud than Bill Clinton? And he deserves it. He is, the stats he had were just amazing. I had some GDP, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, we were growing. Unemployment, there was like one guy from Chicago, he didn't have a job. It was good times. You know, we had one war in Kosovo, a guy broke his ankle, and we got out of there. It was good times. But Governor Jerry Brown, you know, your rhythm is a little different. Like when you were running against Meg Whitman, who... Anyone vote for Meg Whitman? No? Okay. Someone on someone's campaign, didn't they refer to her as a whore? I never thought of Meg Whitman. I saw her as asexual, like kind of a frontier woman or something. With an Oompa Loompa motif and frontier legs. Like, come on, we're going! But when you would come on, Governor Jerry Brown, your commercials were refreshing. Because you didn't talk like a politician. Suddenly I was watching television and Governor Jerry Brown's face, you know, was on the screen, and you would look a little lost at first, like, Hi, I'm Jerry Brown, and I have a plan. I have a plan for California. My plan is to get a plan. And if that doesn't work, to get another plan.
What's wrong with that?
I'm Jerry Brown. That's all I've got. I'm sorry. It's a little exaggerated, but I'm glad to see you back. I love the high-speed train thing. I hate flying. Let's get that through. If only they'd listened to you in '92, I could be going to LA, you know, at 400 miles an hour, 1 foot off the ground. So they should have listened to you. But by the time I'm 89, I will finally be on a choo-choo to LA. Thank you for getting it done now, at least. And Prop 30, of course, I'm glad I am a 1%er. I don't pay my fair share, but I will soon, and I'm very happy and delighted about that. We've had some great characters in California. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is a friend of mine. I know he was, well, he wasn't far right. He was, he was kind of in the middle in all these things. Let me tell you, I don't know about these things, all right? It was funny because maybe he was Austrian. When he would give a press conference, he would talk to us like we were 5 years old so we would understand. I always found it amusing just to listen to the language of Arnold. He'd be up there, yes, and now I would like to announce that there is a fire in Simi Valley, and the fire is flickering up the mountains. And the wind feeds the fire, and the fire's like, I'm going to climb higher with this wind. Then over here is the fire truck people, and they're like, oh my goodness, there's a fire in Simi Valley. So they bring the trucks over to the fire, they unwrap the hoses, and they spray the water. They spray the water, and the fire's like, what are you doing? Get out of here, I don't like this water. And finally they go down like that, and they put the mulch, and they go like that, they plant an apple tree, and then a year later you have a fresh apple. And that was his final press conference, word for word, ladies and gentlemen, which I enjoyed. The one thing about Arnold which I like, and I think Governor Jerry Brown is the same thing, is just an optimistic spirit. At least Arnold never went negative. He was always, oh, it's okay, it's fantastic, even when it was bad, you know? Because he invited me to go, he did this public event, and I had made fun of him horribly on Saturday Night Live with Kevin Nealon for years, so I felt like I should go. He's like, DanaCarvey, this is Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. You want to come to the event, and you make the jokes for the people, and then I do the political speech, and everybody's happy for the evening. That's exactly, it just tells you his agenda. So, I'm standing to the side, so the press corps hated him. They're like, you're an idiot, hey, you know, and he's like, it's fantastic, let me tell you, Caledonia, and all the people of Capricorn were happy, and all these things like this. And they're like, yeah, but the unemployment rate's going up. Yes, I pumped it up, I made it humongous. I grew the unemployment rate. It was a little girly rate, and I pumped it huge. But the deficit's going up. Yes, I pumped it gigantic. And then he says, and now from Saturday Night Live, DanaCarvey. So I go up, and it's horrible. I mean, the media is just furious. You're a comedian, you're an idiot, what's going on? He's like, it's fantastic, let me tell you, it's great, like that. And it just goes on for a half hour. It's dead silence, they're yelling, they're angry. And I'm really thrown, man. I walk off stage with Arnold, and this is a true story, word for word. I go, Arnold, geez, is it always like this? And this is what he said. Yeah, let me tell you something. The madder they get, the cooler I get. Drives them fucking crazy. Thank you for bordering on smattering in the front row. Thank you so much. No, it's an interesting time in America. You know, we have Barack Obama has been elected to a second term. He's formidable. Romney, you look back on it, because I kind of go with sounds, you know? Like Romney to me, if I had a sound for Romney, an energy from Romney, it would be like, it was jumpy. And juxtapose that with President Obama, who's very, very comfortable. The thing about President Obama that's so brilliant is he lets a statement sit. Most politicians will run over. He lets it sit, and he lets it wait. And it doesn't really matter what he's saying. He's just kind of mesmerized. That rhythm mesmerized me. Like, Jack and Jill went up the hill. To fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down, broke his crown, and Jill fell shortly thereafter. Question you gotta ask yourself is, why does Jack have a crown, but Jill does not have a crown? That's the war on women right there. Three blind mice. Thought I'd do another one. Three blind mice. Chase the farmer's wife, who cut off their tail with a knife. The question you got to ask yourself, well, why are those mice blind in the first place? What kind of health care have they got? They can't fix their right sight. I don't know, it's an amazing thing. For me, as someone who does impressions, just to go from W to Obama was just such a weird shift. Because W is like, hey, I'm down here. And I'd never seen a politician look or act like George W. Bush in my lifetime. I'd never seen a president go, we got evildoers. We got evildoers. We call them evildoers because they do evil. Here's how it works. Say you're an evildoer. What's the first thing you're going to do? Call up another evildoer. Say, how you doing? Pretty good. Feel like doing evil? You bet. And then we go to President Obama. Very intellectual man, large vocabulary. He's not going to go evildoers. He says, there are people in the world who wish to do us harm because they disagree with our way of life. You mean evildoers? No capisci, fancy talk. Yeah, it's an amazing thing. I just hope, you know, this whole fiscal cliff, I don't know, Leader Pelosi, you know, maybe you could tell me. I've seen Gavin Newsom up close, and you've seen John Boehner up close. What's with the tan? Is it painted on, or what the hell? This big orange head coming at me. I can't take it. I've got a high-def TV. I go, my God, what is it? Humor, though. I mean, we gotta laugh, and hopefully we'll come together as a country, Democrat and Republican, as one. W would say jokes. You gotta give him that. He was kind of a funny character, I think. You know, he'd say like, two Irishmen walk out of a bar. It could happen. It's a joke that all of us and John Burton can agree is funny, right? Now, President Obama is a funny guy too, you know? He should do more jokes. I think humor is a very healing kind of process, you know? I would like to introduce some levity to the proceedings. Like way of a joke that someone told me just the other day. Did you hear about the mom and the dad who found out the 10-year-old boy was visiting S&M websites? And the mom said, what are we going to do? And the dad said, well, we can't spank him. Because the father inherently knew that such an activity would not be a source of punishment, but rather a source of pleasure. God bless them all. The guy I kind of miss is Dick Cheney. I do. I miss him. As a comedian. He never apologized. Came out in his book tour. I do it all again. I do it all the same. All I want to know is how did all of our oil get under their sand? I mean, for my profession, he shoots a guy in the face. We don't get gifts like that very often. You don't get a gift like that as a comedian. He had to talk to W about it. How'd you do down there in Texas, Dick, you baby quail? Not exactly, Mr. President. I unloaded the full complement of my buckshot into the face and neck of a 78-year-old Texas lawyer. Goddamn, Dick, you're the gift that keeps on giving. By way of explanation, Mr. President, he was 6'2" with glasses, silver hair, and an orange vest. He looked not unlike a baby quail. He emerged from the brambles and startled my party. I heard a voice scream out, "Don't shoot, you moron!" A common trick of the indigenous Texas baby quail to mimic human voice. I said, taste my lead, bitch, and pull the trigger. You gotta miss a man like that, I'll tell you. You have gotta miss a man like that. I don't know, it's a crazy world. The debt, 16 trillion, a little scary. It's an abstraction though, isn't it? We owe most of it, but we owe a lot of the world, you know. Computer files, you know, just sort of something out in the ether. I just thought about America and how powerful we are as a nation. I mean, just think, hear me out. Do we really have to pay it back? I mean, do we? Can't we send some guy from Brooklyn over to China? Hey, China, what's up? How you doing? Hey, you know, in regards to that $2.6 trillion we owe you, I was talking to my friend Danny the other day. I think we're good. Yeah. I think we're done here. You know what I'm talking about? But you owe People's Republic of China $2.6 trillion. What are you busting my balls for? We don't got it. We spend it. What are you gonna do? You gonna make a move? You wanna dance with us? We got 300 nuclear submarines right off your coast. We put a nuke right up your keister. You understand? But I feel bad we took your money. What do you want? We got other assets, you know. You wanna see Gavin Newsom in his underwear? What do you want? We can make it happen. I don't know where that came from. I honestly, I did not plan that one. It's crazy. Al Gore, too. I guess even the skeptics about global warming, I guess, owe him an apology, because the weather is pretty whacked. Too whacked. I mean, Al Gore's got to be going, I told you, I told everybody, I knew it was going to happen, but no one was listening to me. Don't know where to go here. My friend George H. Bush, I hear he's getting better, and God bless him. He's a decent man. I really enjoyed him. He gave my wife and I the honor of staying in the Lincoln bedroom, which, if you see that movie, it's pretty incredible. I made fun of him on Saturday Night Live for a number of years. I was on the phone with my friend John Lovitz, and this is how it happened to me. It's like call waiting, and this is what I heard. This is the White House operator #1, hold for the president. So I was like, okay, wow, this is weird. So I go back to John Lovitz. I go, I gotta go. He goes, what, is a bigger name calling? So I go back, and I'm very naive, and George Sr. comes on, and he's like, well, Dane, how are you? What's going on? Thought you might come out. This is December, after he lost the election, and in the press it was like, oh, he's suicidal, he's very depressed. So this is why he goes, thought you might come out to the White House, cheer up the troops, people a little down out here. Love to see you out in this whole area doing your thing. And I was so naive, I just said, well, where would I stay? I wasn't even pitching for the White House. He just paused and goes, well, you could stay with Barr and I at the White House down there, that Lincoln bedroom area. So it ends up we stay in the Lincoln bedroom, and people over the years have asked us, and it's pretty grotesque, did we make love in the Lincoln bedroom? And that's just obscene. It's very personal, and I'm not going to answer that. But my son's middle name is Abe. My point is this. What I'm trying to say. But he was very gracious, and he goes, well, see you down for cocktails. So we go in this little living room. We're in the White House. It's so gorgeous, hallowed ground. We're looking at the Gettysburg Address. We're blown away. And Barbara's there, George Bush Sr., and he looks at me and he goes, well, Dane, would you consider doing that impression you do of me on Saturday Night Live right here, right now, for everybody looking? And I go, it's really not very good. It's kind of do it. Do it now. Then he goes, got an idea. Why don't you call the Secret Service guy outside the door there with my voice, see if you can trick him. His name's Steve. So, I took a swig of my beer, and I kind of, I go, okay. This is the president. Come on in here, Steve. Secret Service guy walks in. Bush is beside himself. He's like, we're going to do shooters tonight and call the premier at China. You guys are a good crowd. This can be a little weird. You know, the main course is coming. I did a corporate event for Microsoft once that was pretty wild. They asked me to do the character, the church lady, which is a very judgmental character I did on Saturday Night Live. You guys were awesome, by the way. And I said, they go, do it with Bill Gates at a big Microsoft event. And I said, I'm sorry, I don't sell out the church lady. That's my character. I don't put on the dress and go to events with that character. And then they told me what they were going to pay me, so I said, I'll put the bitch's dress on right now. I have it in the car. I'll be back momentarily. So here I am in this gigantic arena, 10,000 Microsoft nerds. I'm up there with Bill Gates, and they revere Bill Gates, as they should. Brilliant guy. And it's very tense. They're like, I'm in the dress, I'm the church lady, there's Bill Gates, and he's got the sweater and the clothes. It's like kind of like that. And the crowd is like really kind of nervous, like these Microsoft nerds are like, get him, Bill, come on. Your Jupiter-sized brain will dominate, Mr. Church Lady Man. And I'm in the character, and the character's mean, and so I just ad-libbed. We had a little skit, but I just said, well, Mr. Bill Gates. And right then the room was tense, and this is what I said. I said, well. Apparently we made a deal with the devil. The devil said we can have $50 billion, but we have to go through life looking like a turtle. The air got sucked out of the room. I mean, it was treacherous out there. Get him, Bill! Get him, Bill! And I'm like, I think I'm on a roll, you know? Wow. Mr. Mouth is moving. Mr. Brain doesn't quite know what it's saying. And it gets worse and worse. And finally, I've heard the skit. I go, we're just a little bit superior to others when we do our superior dance. And Bill was a good sport, but he'd had enough. He said, no, I don't think so, church lady. And he just walked off. So I'm alone in the middle of the thing. The whole room is silent. I get him, kill him. You know? And I'm backing up. God save the Queen, fish and chips. Good night, everybody. I go backstage. It's so intense. I'm surrounded by Microsoft assistants. It's like, it's Lord of the Rings intense back there. It's like, oh my God, you made fun of the precious. I should say, for this event, my father, who's 89, was a foster child. Was in the late 1930s in Dixon, Montana. So, and he's 89, and he's still kicking around. It's trippy. But you know, when you're older, you get kind of set in your ways, and you have strong opinions, you know. So this is the last time I talked politics with my father. This is verbatim what he said to me, exactly how he said it. Okay, here it is. This is my father. Oh, I can't talk politics with you because you don't know shit. I'm sorry about the swear word, but that's exactly what he said. You don't know shit. And you can't show weakness around my father. He knows everything at this point. You go, I'm cold. He goes, I'm never cold because I dress in layers. He's from Montana. Dad, I stubbed my toe. Ow. I never stub my toe because I lift my foot right before I stub it. And my mom was 87, God bless her. She sounds like the Queen of England now for no apparent reason. She's at my kitchen table. Do you have a strawberry? I'm like, no, Mom, but we have blueberries. But I like strawberries. My father's like, oh, we always know where our strawberries are. We keep them in our strawberry drawer. You really don't know it. And my parents will see a movie, they can't remember the name of the movie they just saw, and they get angry at me if I can't guess the name of the movie they just saw. What is that about? Geriatric charades, you know? We saw a dandy movie. I'm like, well, what'd you see? Oh, you know the one, you know the movie. Oh, come on, you know the movie with the guy. Come on. Yeah, and he had a strawberry. I don't know, did you see Argo? Oh, we didn't see Argo. But the world has changed in their lifetime, and I relate to just, you know, getting older. I mean, I can't remember who I told what to, so I preface everything I say with, I probably already told you this. And I can't feel food on my face after 50, so I'm constantly dabbing. Even if I'm not eating, I'm making sure. I don't want to have a three-dimensional tower of tartar sauce for people to look at. Almost sounded like Tom Brokaw for a second, didn't I? Tom Brokaw, who almost asphyxiated himself calling a governor's race once, you know, on television. You remember that when he said, tonight in the California gubernatorial race. Excuse me, I'm asphyxiated because I have to say the word gubernatorial, which is a very difficult word to say. Gubernatorial race in California. But I try to keep up. I talk to the robot woman all the time now. Do you realize how often we talk to robots, robot voices? That disembodied, kind of sing-songy HAL 2000 voice. I have DirecTV. I couldn't get the movie. I called the 1-800. It's like, the woman is talking to me. Would you like to have me help you order a movie just this one time? Just say yes or no. So I'm like, yes. She's like, I'm sorry? I'm sorry? Okay, let's try again. Would you like to have me help you order a movie just this one time? Just say yes or no. So I'm like, yes. She's like, I'm sorry? I'm sorry? Then she goes, would you like to talk to a real salesperson? I said, yes. She said after 5 seconds, I can help you with that. This went on for a half hour. Finally, I get the real guy. I'm so passive-aggressive. I'm so angry. I use the computer woman voice against him. He's like, hi, this is Dave from DirecTV. I'm like, would you like to help me order a movie? Just this one time? Just say yes or no. Maybe that should be a proposition, Governor. Something where the robot woman has to go, I'm a robot computer voice. I couldn't give a damn about you at all. I'm not really human. Now let's continue. Prop 58, something, we'll give it a fancy name. Sorry. Anyway, you know, you deal with aging. I spend a lot of time in the pharmacy. I'm not proud of it. I'm in the pharmacy a lot. It's a weird environment, getting your drugs, and the pharmacist is up there, and he's in his white coat, and he's like the Wizard of Oz, and he's a legal drug dealer, for crying out loud. And people are over there waiting for their drugs, and they're not very sensitive sometimes. Like, we gotta pick up here Zoloft, Imodium, and Ambien. Anybody? Zoloft, Imodium, and Ambien? We need a nutball with diarrhea who can't sleep. Come and get your drugs. Come on. I see Willie Brown. Am I getting close to the end? I've gone on too long. When you look over and you see, you're either going to heaven or you're about to get off stage whenever you see Willie Brown. Should I do a closer? A couple more minutes? Okay. No. Well, I don't want to rush. I just, okay. You guys are just hanging there, right? Okay. Okay, gotcha. All right. Anyway, try to stay young at heart. You know, we got a lot of problems, and society's moving too fast. Try to have a sense of humor. Be like the Irish. My wife has an Irish aunt and uncle. They're charming. They're honest. They came to one of my shows like this. Her uncle's like 68. He said this to me, quote, just like this. Suffice to say, it wasn't your best effort. I go, that stuff normally kills. He says, looks like you've got yourself a new normal. I go, the audience was drunk. He says, intoxication alone cannot explain that debacle. But they're wonderful people. I flew to Dublin with them on Aer Lingus, which is the Irish bargain basement airway. You know, you go in, it's basically benches. Here's some yarn, strap yourself in. Here's a shot of whiskey and a potato. See you in Dublin. And I don't know why anyone would name their airline Aer Lingus. Sounds vaguely pornographic to me. I don't know what that's about. Welcome to Aer Lingus, where you get a little something extra with your ticket. And we're on the tarmac, and I'm a nervous flyer. The plane seems so rickety. I said to my wife's aunt, who does the maintenance on these things? She's very Irish Catholic. She goes, I think Jesus can do the maintenance just fine. And Jesus said unto his disciples, Matthew 24, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So we took off. We're over the Atlantic, we're going fine, and then we hit that wicked turbulence. It's not fun for anybody. The pilot comes on, well, this is Captain Patrick O'Shaughnessy. As you can see, ladies and gents, the angels and demons are having a bit of a tussle tonight. We suggest you sit back and relax and have a few pints of Guinness like we do up here in the cockpit. There's nothing like 4, 5, 6 pints of Guinness to make all these knobs, dials, and switches mean something to us up here in the pointy part of the aeroplane. If you check under your seat, you'll see you have an individual keg of Guinness beer. In the unlikely event your keg loses pressure, a little yellow straw will come down from the ceiling. Pull down gently on the straw and suck the ice-cold Guinness into your gizzard. Be sure your Guinness is free-flowing before you assist your child, toddler, or infant with his Guinness straw. So we're back there drinking Guinness for an hour, and the pilot comes back on. Oh, this is Captain Patrick O'Shaughnessy. I'm feeling righty-mighty toasty. Oh, my co-pilot Danny O'Sullivan passed out 30 minutes ago. He had 12 Guinnesses and a bite of a 5-leaf hallucinogenic clover. The last thing he said before he passed out was, my God, I can fly. Oh, Danny boy, you're my oh, Danny boy. I'd like to introduce a little levity. Here's a limerick for you all back there. There was a lady from Magoo who smeared her privates with glue. If they paid to get in, she said with a grin, they'll pay to get out of it too. I'm kind of in that PG-13 area. A lot of heads going over, some hitting it right in that old keister. You guys are just adorable and talented, and I wish you would marry one of my 2 sons. I think it would be fantastic. I told my boys, after all these years of studying men and women, I just think that if women are honest, they do like strength. You like the shoulders, the washboard stomach. You want a man of strength, a Gavin Newsom-y type man. And you also want a man who's sensitive and can talk to you and understand your needs. But ladies, you can't have that guy, because that guy's got a boyfriend. Not that there's anything wrong with that. How old are you all? You're like 18? Okay, that's a good age, man. Teenagers are crazy, though. I didn't know till I was a dad. Their plans are weird. And I don't want to be Captain No, but your son's like, Dad, I got a plan. We're going to drive to Tahoe tonight. Really? When are you leaving? 4:30 in the morning. Who's driving? Eduardo? Who's that? He's a substitute teacher at Drake High. How many kids are going? Who's got an Eldorado? There's 17 of us. I'm going to ride in the trunk. We're going to drive to Sugar Bowl and snowboard for 20 minutes and drive back. And I don't know if you ever do this. You ever say you should be happy if something goes wrong? You go, kids go, you should be happy, Dad. I go, you got a D in math. You should be happy. I know a kid who flunked every class he ever took. First day, just got an F. They let him go. You got a speeding ticket. I know a kid who flipped his car over every single time he drove it. Just flipped it upside down. You should be super happy, Dad.
Remember that.
It's a wonderful thing, you know. And you adults, just be on alert. Be ready. On a Friday night when you're in for the night and then your wife goes, can you pick up the kids? That's horrible, isn't it? Because you're kind of like, I just had a 6-pack of Heineken, a Xanax, and 2 Ambien. Should I be operating a motor vehicle at this time? Am I the most qualified driver here right now? And I'll save you some money. Don't ever take teenage boys to Italy. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. My wife and I did it, we planned it for years. My wife studied Italian. We're in the Roman Colosseum with our teenage boys. We're blown away, the seat of history, having the time of our life. My 18-year-old at the time says, quote, is this pretty much all we're gonna do today? You guys have been awesome. Enjoy the event. Thank you so much.